All right, everyone. So we want to make a video today on Mitch Trubisky, the quarterback from North Carolina. He just got projected to be the #1 quarterback in the class this year, and so I was just interested because I didn't get to see very much of him, being able to check him out and see what he has to offer. And then also show you guys what he's doing mechanic-wise and just make it into a cool video. So what we have here is a guy that does the front leg locking, and I think with him what we could really see is what ends up happening is a big rise in the posture as he does it. And so the issue is that he ends up having a loss of posture. I mean, when you hit that end part with the hips, you can see as he's transferring forward. I mean, stepwise, everything is good. Looks like he gets a okay press off of that back leg. Let's see when he lands. When he lands, he does a good job of keeping his weight about 50-50 there, so he's got weight on his back leg. But as he's shifting through, he ends up hitting that end range in the hip pretty early, which makes it so then he has to get into extension of that front leg. And then in terms of getting the ball through, he also kind of has some limitation in terms of shoulder range of motion, so he's not able to get the nose of the football coming through until pretty late into the throw release. So those are actually not very good issues to have, I would say, as a quarterback. I mean, a lot of the top quarterbacks don't really have that going on, so kind of interesting that was a thing that he has. Here's another one. This one is a little bit closer. The only thing is we don't get to see all of the throw here, but at least we get to see footwork-wise what's going on. It's a little bit different type of a throw also. So again, good load. You can see how he's going, and he really sinks down and loads off that back leg as he's going to push forward. He has a pretty long stride, which is probably why he gets into that hyperextension. He probably played some baseball back in the day. The issue is, again, we'll talk about this with baseball players too, is that, you want to get that front heel in the ground. You want to make it so as you're transitioning forward, you're able to keep that front knee nice and soft. He's losing his posture here. His spine's all over the place throughout the throw. There's not very much consistency there, which is going to set up accuracy problems. So that's kind of it's an interest to me that to see what will end up happening as he starts going through the combine a little bit more and has some workouts and things like that to see what ends up happening for him. But he definitely has some mechanical issues that he's going to need to work on in order to, again, increase accuracy, because here we're seeing when he pushes off that back leg, not as much hip activation. Again, he loses posture, so he starts out in a good position, and how he takes the ball away is great. But then as soon as he starts to transition off that back leg, he stands straight up, which is just a waste of power. And now in this one, he's kind of, you could even tell he's almost coming backwards as he's, his upper body and center of mass is going back as he's trying to transition the throw going forward. And so it's going to be hard to be super successful in the NFL with those types of mechanic things. So he'll have to work through that to be able to really have a consistent amount of accuracy and power in the next level. In terms of what he probably should work on, I'd say primarily is probably just rotation of the hip. I think his front hip is a little bit at loss of range of motion. I think overall you could probably work on posture or just overall core activation. I think that would be a big one. And then also flexibility within the shoulder. I think he doesn't have a full range of motion within the shoulder, both in supination and pronation, and that I guess would be more wrist pronation and supination, but also flexion and rotation, external rotation. I think those are all could be much better within his shoulder. So he's a little bit tight there. But thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to answer anything.